So the transgender attraction issue. Oh boy. I can already hear the SJ Warrior drums going off right now. But at the same time, this is a topic that I've been wanting to cover for quite some time now. And I think it's time to really, put our feet down for it, though, because if you ask me, it's a little ridiculous. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Juggalo972 here, and it's July 1st as I record this right now, and Pride Month literally just ended yesterday. Now, to a lot of people, I want to say, especially somebody like myself. Now, before I start this, I'm not going to say a tangent though, but what I can say is right now is I, in today's world, am a cisgender male. Okay? A heterosexual cisgender male, but because God forbid I don't identify myself immediately. However, it seems to me that the quote-unquote transgender issue is a lot more serious than it really should be. Why do I say that? Well, it's really simple. Imagine if you're a guy, right, and you talk to a woman, and you like this woman, and this woman, rejects you, says, okay, because I don't see you that way. You can either take it one or two ways. You can either take it as A, I'm just not attracted to you that way, or B, you're just not attractive to me. Okay, that's a fair statement. Especially, if you calmly say, or just out of respect, say, you know what, because you're just not what I'm looking for, you're not my type, or you're not what I'm just, in general, not what I'm looking for. Okay? That seems fair. But I came across something, not long ago, where, names weren't exactly, put out there. Apparently, a couple of guys ran into a couple of girls, trans women. And I emphasize the term trans women because these women used to be men. They now identify as women. And these trans women got offended that they were turned down. Most importantly, these guys supposedly, and mind you, I'm quoting a story that's very loosely right now. Now, supposedly these trans women got very offended because, one of the guys, or I think it's both of the guys, I'm not quite sure, both of the men just didn't find them attractive and just what they're looking for. Now, why is that a big thing nowadays? If you were a male, well, in this case, a cisgender male, and you're suddenly attracted by or just approached by a trans female, right? And you're asked, if you want to, hang out, have some coffee or something like that. There's nothing wrong with that, not at all. I try to preach dialogue and I try to preach dialogue, on this channel, specifically positive dialogue. And sometimes, positive dialogue, has negative consequences, in some situations. However, when did it start becoming offensive, for a trans woman or a trans man to be rejected by by, in this case, the opposite sex, and then all of a sudden, they're the offensive ones just because they're not attracted to you. Look, promoting dialogue amongst people, there's nothing wrong with being unattracted to somebody, okay? But it seems like today, we're now supposedly expected just to change our preferences. I have a preference. My preference is women. I have a beautiful girlfriend who I love to death. And quite frankly, you know, if you're attracted to a trans woman, more power to you. You know, matter of fact, I support love. I really do. But like everybody else in the world does not revolve around you. Okay? The world does not revolve around anybody. Matter of fact, you know, it seems like only in America, you know, we've sat there, we've made ourselves a lot more self-important based on not just gender, but more importantly based on, you know, the way we identify ourselves now. Because it goes from, you know, from being a social status to being a gender status, and from being a gender status to a sexual orientation status. I've got a couple of friends, you know, who are trans too, and they'll be the first ones to tell you they're not attracted to everybody that they come across. More importantly, they've always felt like that they've got to be a little bit more selective. And you know what? More power to them, because I think everybody has to be selective on who they choose to be with, because, you know, you just can't, you know, be with anybody. You know, you've got to be able to identify with them, not just in gender, not just in sexual orientation, but most importantly, personality-wise and interests. Because not everybody is going to be compatible with somebody who is either trans to hetero, or hetero to trans, vice versa, or, you know, gay, or whatever you want to, you know, whatever it comes down to. The point is this: preferences go a long way to some people, because that's who you're attracted to, and that's what you're attracted to. Hell, some people don't have a preference. You know, they're asexual, and you know what? More power to them. You know, ain't nothing wrong with being a hermit, or just, you know, being to yourself. It's simple as that. But the world does not revolve around, you know, these brand new preferences that everybody expects us to have, though, because, you know, if you're going to change the world, you've got to evolve with it, or you either got to sit there and stick, you know, true to your roots and true to yourself. Because if you're true to yourself, being true to yourself is all that somebody says so. And you know what? You can't have thin skin for rejection, okay? Because not everybody is going to sit there and say, you know what? This is what you are. This is what you are. This is what I am. And now, you know, accept me or not. Oh, you don't accept me? Well, fuck you. We can't devolve, okay? We can't sit there and devolve based like that. And you know what? If you find someone attractive that way, if you find a kindred spirit, you know what? If you fall in love with your best friend in the process, that right there is what matters the most. Because regardless of who you are, it's not about your not just preferences. It's about who you find attractive, who you can be yourself the most compatible with. And regardless of who it is, any human out there can find somebody to themselves. Most importantly, if you can find that person, hold on to them. Because I'll tell you right now, love is precious, no matter what you identify as, no matter whom you identify with as. All I gotta say about this, if you're gonna be offensive by being rejected, then just give it up, okay? Because, or just change along with them, because if you expect us to change your preferences, then you know what? Then we expect you to have thicker skin. It doesn't revolve around you. Welcome to planet Earth. Welcome to the human race. I love every last one of y'all. Much love. Peace. God bless. Be good to each other. And for fuck's sakes, love each other and empower each other with positivity. Peace.